In order to subscribe to my channel, please click here or click here. Please share, comment and like my videos and channel. Hello guys, welcome to SaaS with ServiceNow. This is ServiceNow System Administrator training. This training has been recorded in Orlando version of ServiceNow. Course journey. Let me start with course journey. The topics of this training are introduction of the course, platform overview and architecture, user interface and branding, list and filters, forms, task management, notifications, knowledge management, service catalog, tables and fields, access control list, data import, CMDB, integration, events, update sets, platform stats, scripting in ServiceNow, custom application development. And last, we will recap the whole training with all the topics we are learning. Introduction of the course. About this course. This course is about ServiceNow admin training and ServiceNow fundamentals. This is a starting point of ServiceNow journey. This training will help you to prepare for ServiceNow admin exam and interviews. After this course, once you will complete the training, you will have knowledge of ServiceNow platform features. You will be able to perform configuration and customization in ServiceNow platform. You will be able to get yourself ready ServiceNow admin certification exam. You will be able to understand platform architecture. You will be able to begin your ServiceNow journey and grow your career in ServiceNow. Platform overview and architecture. ServiceNow platform. ServiceNow is an American company which has a product called ServiceNow platform. This company provides an application platform as a service, which is called PaaS. It is a cloud-based computing model which provides the infrastructure needed to develop, run, and manage applications. ServiceNow platform is not limited to any business functions of any organization and can be utilized in different areas of an organization like IT, HR, finance, security. Organizations can utilize ServiceNow to automate manual, repeatable processes and standardize their service delivery. ServiceNow was known to be a ticketing tool. However, now it is an automation platform in which you can automate different business processes. ServiceNow architecture. ServiceNow platform is an application platform as a service. That means it is a single platform to automate business processes across the enterprise by providing the infrastructure needed to develop, run, and manage applications. It is a single data model which is built on a flexible table schema and delivers a common set of core capabilities and reusable components. ServiceNow platform has a multi-instance architecture rather than multi-tenant architecture, which is used by other cloud companies. In multi-tenant, your data is commingled with other customers on databases. These large and complex databases that require hardware and software maintenance on a regular basis, which can lead to availability issues for customers. If cloud companies have to take any action that affects this multi-tenant database and affects all other customers whose data is residing on that database infrastructure. ServiceNow Cloud is built on an advanced architecture called multi-instance. In this architecture, your organization's data, applications, and customizations reside in a unique software stack called an instance. Your organization may have more than one instance. Each instance is isolated from every other instance, but they can still communicate with each other. ServiceNow provides high advanced availability data centers. In any situation, there is an operational failure or outage. Your instance traffic can be quickly rerouted to redundant servers to provide continuous availability. ServiceNow provides 4 weekly full backups of your data with 6 days of different daily backups. This is multi-tenant architecture, in which all 3 companies have shared app infra of the service provider. And this is multi-instance architecture, which is provided by ServiceNow, in which every organization has their own instance whose maintenance will be different from others. Backup. It is very important to know how ServiceNow makes sure that they are taking the right backup of your instances. As I mentioned earlier, ServiceNow provides 4 weekly full backup of your data and 6 days of daily differential backups. We need backup as it might happen that you can break something in your instance and ServiceNow can restore everything back in your instance with the help of backup. This backup is also used in cloning activity as lower instances are copied from production instances. You can see on the screen we have main instance and you have backup instance. Security. ServiceNow can also be integrated with single sign-on services that are compliant with SAML 2.0 standard. You can further secure your applications and fields using role-based access, which we will learn later. Platform interface. Ways of interacting with ServiceNow. ServiceNow provides 3 ways to interact with the platform. User interface, which is also called as native UI. ServiceNow mobile apps, which are mobile applications to access ServiceNow platform and its features from mobile. And last is Service Portal, which is a kind of advanced UI for ServiceNow platform. All of these interfaces access the same single system of record and common data model of the ServiceNow platform. Example, you have one instance, one ServiceNow instance. Now all these interfaces can access the same instance with the same data. Native UI. This is the native UI of ServiceNow. Native UI is the main way to interact with the applications and information in ServiceNow instance. ServiceNow platform user interface features include real-time form updates, user presence, enhanced activity streams, and an application navigator designed with tabs for favorites and history. This is my ServiceNow personal developer instance. I have got this instance from ServiceNow free, as they provide demo instances for admins and developers to practice practically in ServiceNow. And this is the native UI. Supported browsers. ServiceNow supports most of the major browsers like Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Firefox, and Apple Safari. If I can talk about my personal experience, then Chrome and Safari are the best. Mobile apps. ServiceNow offers 3 different mobile applications: ServiceNow Agent, Now Mobile, and ServiceNow Onboarding. ServiceNow administrators can configure these applications as per the business requirement. These applications help employees and users working in ServiceNow to work more efficiently and productively on the go. ServiceNow Agent app is developed for agents working in ServiceNow as a fulfiller, so that they can access the request raised by different users and respond to them quickly. Now Mobile targets employees and users who request different services in ServiceNow. ServiceNow Onboarding app is developed for managing new hires. It helps to facilitate the tasks required to be done before employees start in the organization. Users can download these applications from the App Store of iOS and Android. Service Portal. Service Portal provides a user-friendly self-service experience. It is an advanced UI of ServiceNow platform which provides access to specific features by using different widgets, which can be customized and developed by ServiceNow developers. Users can search knowledge articles, request for any service, and much more on Service Portal. You can open ServiceNow Portal by adding SP in the URL. So after domain name of ServiceNow, if you add sp/sp, press enter, you will be able to see Service Portal, which is an advanced UI. Now here, users can search anything like Outlook. So they can search for any information they are looking for. They can also access the catalog. That means they can request something directly from Service Portal. They can see their own request. So if they have raised some incidents or requests in ServiceNow platform, they can see them. You can also go to Home from here. So here you can click and request for any service. You can search for knowledge base. You can get some help, and you can just go for the community. These are the different links which users can access. Now these features, these options are available as per the access given to the user. And you can see we have a lot of other options on the top. So this is Service Portal interface. Supported authentication. ServiceNow can support different types of user authentication. First is local database, in which user and password is saved in ServiceNow instance in the related user record. And user needs to put username and the password on welcome screen, which I just showed you earlier. The next supported authentication is single sign-on, in which the user is authenticated with details provided by identity provider. For example, you have Okta, which is an identity provider, which you can configure in ServiceNow, and user has to log in via single sign-on. Then we have LDAP, in which user is authenticated via lightweight Active Directory account. OAuth 2.0, which is also supported, and it's an open authentication, and it is authenticated by a client ID and secret. A client ID and secret is provided by ServiceNow to the consumer. Whenever consumer will hit ServiceNow in order to authenticate, he will send client ID and secret. And ServiceNow will identify the user and will authenticate with the help of OAuth client ID and secret. Digest token. Encrypted username and password in the form of a token is also supported, and that is digest token. Lastly, we have multi-factor, in which authentication is done via an OTP code provided by Google Authenticator. Role-based access. Once you are logged in into ServiceNow, the next level of access is based on the roles provided to the users. These roles are assigned to the users on the basis of their functions responsibility. As an example, ITIL, admin, knowledge admin, approver. The information which can be accessed by the user is based on these roles. This ensures that people have access to the information which they are allowed to access. It is very important to protect sensitive data. Components. In order to understand how role-based access works in the platform, it is important to first understand its components. User. A user is an individual that has been granted access to your ServiceNow instance. Group. A group is a set of users who are part of the same team or may share same responsibility. Members of groups perform similar tasks or need access to similar information for various purposes in the platform, such as approving change requests, resolving incidents, receiving email notifications, or administering the service catalog. Users working in ServiceNow are typically assigned to one or more groups. Role. A role is a collection of permissions which can be assigned to a group so that whole group members can have the same access related to that role in ServiceNow platform. Example, ITIL, admin, etc. ServiceNow has an out-of-the-box user table which stores data of users. In Application Navigator, go to Users module. Under System Security, maybe under System Administration, you will find Users. If you will click here, you will see all the users of your ServiceNow instance. Let's open one of the user record, maybe this one. You can see the details of the user and the local database which we were talking about, that is this one. So here I have the user ID and here I have password. Once I will set the password and user ID for a particular user, user can log in with the help of that username and the password, if he can see that welcome screen. ServiceNow also has an out-of-the-box group table which stores the data of different groups of teams in the organization. In the Application Navigator, you need to type groups, and at the bottom you will see under System Security or maybe under User Administration, you will see groups. Once you will click on groups, you will see the list of groups available in your instance. Now, as of now, these are out of the box groups. When I say out of the box, OOB, that means that particular feature element is already provided by ServiceNow. Nobody has created it manually. ServiceNow has given the ready instance to you. Whatever comes with ServiceNow platform, that is out of the box. So here you have list of groups. Let's open one of the group record. The name of the group is application development. Here is the manager, and here are the details of this particular group. Now at the bottom you can see we have some details, more details about this group. That means here you have roles. So if you want to provide some access to this particular group, you can add roles. Here we have group membership. That means in this particular group you have these 6 members. Now this is what group is. Here we have groups. If you have any child groups under this particular group, you can also assign skills and any locations. So these are the details related to a group. Then we have roles, which is also an out of the box table of ServiceNow, which stores different roles which can be assigned to different users and is created for different types of access in the system. For roles, you can again go to System Security. Under System Security, you will see Roles module. Click on that module. You will see the list of roles available in your system. Now, as of now, I have not done any customization. So these 336 roles are out of the box roles. Let's open one of the role, maybe admin 1. When you will click on that particular role, you will be able to see details of the role. Here the name of the role, and it says about the description that this is System Administrator role. This role has access to all system features, functions, data regardless of security constraint. Here you can see what roles this particular role contains. You can see here what applications we have assigned this role to, then what modules, custom tables, subscribed users. These are some other information which you can see just to see the details of the roles, that what additional elements, what additional functionalities have been assigned to this particular role. Roles assigned to a group. Once you are done with defining a role with relevant permissions, it can be assigned to a group or user. As a best practice, you should always add roles to groups rather than individual users, which will be easy from a maintenance perspective. As an example, you have X group, where we have added 2 roles, role X and role Y. Role X might have different permissions, like permission 1, permission 2, permission 3. And role Y can have different permissions too, like permission 1 again, permission 2. In that case, X group, the members of X group will have all these 5 permissions. And the reason behind it, because you have added these 2 roles in the group. So even if you add 100 group members into this X group, all those 100 members will have all these 5 permissions. So in that case, it is pretty much easy to maintain the groups and roles. And if you don't want to give access to any particular person, or maybe 5 people, let's say an example, in that case, you just need to remove those 5 people from X group. In that case, all these 5 permissions will be removed as well. Otherwise, if you will add individual roles to individual users, then you have to remove the roles separately from all 5 users individually. And that's pretty much, I would say, not good from maintenance perspective. Base system roles. ServiceNow comes with baseline roles for out-of-the-box applications and features. As an example, admin role, which will provide you the access for the whole platform. And this role is basically added to all the administrators and developers of ServiceNow instance. Then we have approver underscore user. That is also one of the type of role which provides access to approve the tasks. ITIL role, which provides read and write access to ITSM applications like incident, change, and problem. Catalog underscore admin, which provides access to manage service catalog and many more roles. Users can still log in into ServiceNow even if they don't have any role assigned to them and access some of the applications and elements like homepage, raising of incident and request, accessing the service catalog. These users are also called as self-service users. ServiceNow has one of the major features, that is impersonate. That means you can get the view of any user if you have proper rights. As I have admin access, I'm going to impersonate a user who does not have any role. So let me search for that user first, or maybe let me create it. So we will go to user table. So I'm going to users module, and here I have new button. So let me create a new user. I'm clicking on new, and here I will give the ID. It's just demo user. First name I can give demo, last name I can give user. I don't have to fill other details. Password if I want for now, so I will give demo. Maybe I won't say that password, but I will just give a random password for now, and I'm going to save this. Now I'm not going to give any role to this particular user, and this user has not been added to any group as well. As you can see at the bottom, we have groups and roles. So no roles, no groups as of now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to impersonate this user. But before that, let me show you, because I have logged in as an admin. I can see all these applications, almost all the applications where I have access to as an administrator. Now I will impersonate. To impersonate, you need to click on your profile, and here you will find these options. Now one of the option is impersonate user. Click on impersonate. Here it will ask you to search for the users. Now I can search, maybe I will type demo. Here is the user. It is showing its first name, last name, and also the user ID. So I will click here, and now this will show me the view that how that user will really see it. So you can see now in the left hand side, do you think I have same application? So answer is no. So you can see I have different dashboard here. I cannot change the dashboard here because I don't have any role into my account. I have just these few applications which are basically allowed to see. So I can quickly see these applications. However, I cannot access anything else. So this is what a self-service user is. Now let me show you an ITIL user who has pretty much more access than self-service user. So I will click here. Rather than end impersonation, I will click on impersonate user, and I will search for ITIL. There should be an ITIL user. So I do have an ITIL user here. I will click on that. Now this time it will impersonate ITIL user, which I have in my ServiceNow instance. And you can see the access is pretty much different. what we had in self-service user, where we didn't have a single role into that particular account. But here, because it's an ITIL user, so he has ITIL role in his account. So in that case, I have access to more modules. You can see pretty much more modules. I have access to these applications as well, like incident, change, problem, configuration, and many more. I have access to this different home pages as well. And here you can see I can select as well, where self-service user does not have that option that he can select any home page. But we have this functionality available for ITIL user. So this is how access level varies in different users' account. If it is a self-service user, if it is a ITIL user, the access level, the visibility of the modules and applications and home page will be different from others users.